Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to this evening's isolation session. And before I start, usual format, risk warning. Trading is risky, and you're not going to get any protection if you were to complain to the ombudsman about these signals or try and get compensation back, because you're being warned that they're not personal recommendation to you. We have no idea about your personal circumstances. The risks are all yours. Simply put, Synergy is authorised and regulated to deliver this service. Right, let's start. So we've had a quiet week, no trades on Monday, Tuesday. We had two today. One of them done all right, the other one sort of not doing so well, but down 10. Big harmonic in its favour though. Let's just start off at the beginning of the list. Let's see what we got. So we've got AED CAD. Okay, so we have an AED CAD. We had 2 days of drop, and it looks like it's given us a bit of a third attempt at a new low. And we've also got this sort of Gartley pattern going on here. We did complete 3 weeks of rise, as mentioned. I'm not sure what's going on with these labels, but yeah, they're labels rather than text. Okay. Yeah, so we had, as you can see here, we had rise, look where it started, look where it ended, look where it started, look where it ended. So we had 3 weeks of rise. It just looks to me like it's staircasing here. Staircasing, we're looking for longs off the targeted entry, which is here. Beautiful, clean high highs and high lows. So it's a super AED CAD, a super candidate for us. It really is. So let's just see a bit closer up what we can spot. So we're looking for a double bottoms form. We're looking for longs above this swing high. I don't think that story's developed much more than that. No, that's good. Really keen, really excited to look at that one actually. And my phone has died, so that is something else I just need to deal with. And right, okay, so that's top one for tomorrow. GBP AED moving away from the middle of the zone, 50-50 trade at the minute, middle of consolidation to pass. CAD CHF, long-term sufferer, massive ABCD, expecting this to pick up at some point. If you can see where we are in the pattern, you can see we've had level 1, level 2, lower lows and lower highs all the way, sort of like a third zone. You can also see the huge ABCD. Expect price to get up to here, so it's a super one. GBP JPY pass, it's in a peak or level 3 rise, not getting involved. Euro GBP trying to turn here like a super tanker. So this is meant to be level 2 rise, so certainly creates a higher high. This is a higher low point. We had the well, to be fair to you, we've only had one clear break of structure here. Everything else, if you have a look at those candles, is touching. Yes, everything is touching that black line. So it's all test candles. This is the break. So when you see a break, you get pullback. Extended pullbacks, all red candles. Something that I'm gonna write down that Euro GBP longs because I like it. It looks good. I'm not going to go into any more detail here, I don't think. Let me just check how many. It's done 3 weeks of drop. I normally don't trade the third week itself unless it does a miraculous turnaround, but we'll keep it up as an interested thing. Euro USD. Okay, let's have a look. What do we have? We have had pull back to the middle of the zone. Targeted entry has been met. It's a break retest. All these this is a first proper break and retest. So typically on a break and retest, the only issue for me is it's in the middle of the zone. Don't typically trade the middle of the zone so much, but the structure it's being given is beautiful. So low, 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 3 days of drop. Bearing in mind we had the gap here, which resets everything. 3 days of drop. Coming back into structure. We'll just keep an eye on that because there's also another one I'm writing down. Let me just check the calendar for tomorrow. and the economic data, expected things to avoid, things to trade with. So we've got USD, only important thing at 130. We do have, excuse me, not too much really. Nothing really high impact. So moving on. Euro JPY trying to make a turn here. Is this the peak? I don't know. I'm not trading it. GBP. CHF nearly caught me out recently. 1, 2, looking for the third. Same thing down here. 1, 2, looking for the third. Didn't give it. Pass for now. Starting to break down a bit. Red candles. Is it going to make a double bottom? Too many questions to pass. There's a DJPY just cruising along, high highs and high lows off the 50 EMA. Level 3 rise pass. AUD, USD. Here we go. So this one screwed us last week, so it did owe us. It did owe us a bit of revenge. We nearly got 25 pips out of it, which is quite encouraging. So we can see the pattern. This is level 1. We can see level 2 as well. And within this level 2, we can see lower lows and lower highs, which is structure being made. Ultimately, we're looking at a huge, super sharp drop in this one. It's going to be so super. We're expecting it all the way back down here to the previous peak. Sorry for getting a bit excited there. It's just that's what's going to happen, in my humble opinion. So what were we seeing? So getting back to reality, harmonic swings, super powerful. You know, it's given us a nice harmonic swing here. It's you've got to use your evidence, gather your evidence. You're defending yourself here. So we can see week of rise, second week of rise, third week of rise, counter trend. So we know when that completed. The only thing I don't like about this is, has price properly anchored? Again, you can see that this is the last proper low, lower low, higher low, higher high, higher low. Yeah, it's a higher high, but it didn't clear these candles. It's sort of still testing them. So I'd just call that a retest. Obviously grabbed all the stops and has pulled back to create the 1, break number 1. Now, so break number 1 typically happens before, let me write this down. Break 1 happens before breathe, high low. So you're going to get either this first or this first. Either way, you need it to happen. It looks like it's going to be setting that up anyhow to happen. The 800 EMA is obviously the first target here. That'll be the bottom of push 2, retrace, and then we'll come back down and work the zone. What do we see? So I've explained so far 3 weeks of counter trend. I've explained we're in level 2 drop. I've explained we've had a harmonic completion. Next, this is a super example. Hopefully you'll take something from it. We can then drill down and we can see 2 days of drop. Market maker's given us a lovely opportunity to make money ultimately. I mean, you know it's going to give you a third low. So anywhere along here, anytime you get a pickup before making a new low, you know, this is a 40, 50 pip uptick. So getting in anywhere around here, you knew you had this move down here. Obviously, the 800 was a bit of a concern, but the 3 days was certainly powerful enough. What did I see this morning? What caught my eye? So I saw this, we had this M and the pullback to here. Now, obviously, it's the hardest thing in the world getting into a market, but that I did try. So we saw this M and we saw this break, and this is a wick here. So I saw that this was the first real break and a close below just there, and I took that. We actually got 10 pips, and I thought we were going to take all these green candles back to the low here, but we didn't. We then went up here. I became suicidal again, joking, and the market continued to come off, thankfully. No, in line with the trend. But if you have a look closely, you will see that we had the first clear break of structure. Again, the second clear break of structure, no tests, and then the third move is almost the trend itself. But you can see within this trend, you've got 1, 2, and I expect 3 to happen. So that's a super one. Gold, not sure. Top of level 2 consolidation. I'm not paying it much attention. You know, we haven't broken this zone at all. We've just tested and taken stops past. Euro NZD, weaker drop, second weaker drop, third weaker drop, counter trend, a little bit behind, but just the way AUD USD kind of worked out. This one we are making an ABCD structure, but we're still holding price within this harmonic swing. And you know, the lows of consolidation are here technically, if not a little bit lower. And I think the fact that that could be down here does afford the ABCD of this harmonic to play out potentially, which will then create a Gartley. So yeah, we'll watch that. How many weeks have we got? 3 weeks of drop. Excuse my yawning, tired. We did have 2 days of rise, but it never gave us more. Obviously, the gap here would have damaged that expectation. AUD-CHF, we had AUD-GDP last night, and it was weaker than expected. So that's another reason why the news was in our favour for AUD. So many things in our favour. I'm going to write a report about it and put it in my file later to go back on. But this one's very similar to AUD-USD in the fact that we can see the pattern on the way up, level 1, level 2 peak. On the way down, we can certainly see a 1, we can certainly see a 2. People get confused about this, but when you know the characteristics of the EMA and how they fan out, you'll know that this is level 3. Level 3 is also characterized by moves off the 50 EMA. You'll notice all these moves are off the 50 EMA. Typically, the pattern trades from peak to peak. So this is the previous low. You can see that there's a huge amount of distance for that to get to. Now, each level has 2 zones of consolidation, remember, much like this and this is fractal. So between here and the low, you've got 1, 2, and I expect 3. But some people make out this break and retest as, well, it is a push technically. That's the contention. Push 1, push 2, push 3. But what I'm seeing here isn't convincing me that that's a double bottom W. The fact that we're making lower highs all the way, big key. I just think we're going to roll off this. Am I prepared to get involved? I guess it's done what all of the it's kind of done what all of the AUD pairs have done today. It's sort of made like a weird third day of drop and a sort of double bottom situation. So I don't know. I will see how it holds up. If we trade above here and make push 1 and then break this last lower high, then we'll consider it, but not for now. Euro AUD trading off a middle of the zone, which is not the targeted entry. Targeted entry is off the 50 EMA. Let's just move that along a bit, make it shorter. Off the 50 EMA, looks, obviously we're looking for higher prices. We need to now see price break here. It's not an option for now. Euro CHF, double bottom, massive pattern. As you can see, the whole pattern, level 1, level 2, huge W. Obviously, you won't be taking safe longs till up here, and that's thousands of points away. But this is the double bottom. That is, you know, it's a thousand pips. Not bad at £10 a point. Now, when we look at this from a perspective, what angle was it? This is it. When you've got years as your chart, you will see that it's quite a scary chart because you've got 2 years of drop, and it's making new lows at the minute. It might just make a new low and move higher. Anyhow, powerful stuff. Past GBP USD. So we completed 3 days of drop now. Notice off the 50 EMA price was hugging. What else was good about this? So we saw 3 weeks of rise, counter, in line with the trend actually. We're looking for longs on GBP USD. So after 3 weeks of rise, the market must chop or drop. That's exactly what we're doing at the moment. Is there a harmonic we're talking about in this one? Not really. We've sort of made this sideways cord of wood, is what it's called, if you follow Steve Morrow. And So you've got this quarter wood on the 800 EMA. Price is pulling back from that. We need higher lows, high highs and higher lows. Obviously, I'm not going to expect a higher week this week, so I'm turning it off. Pass. Moving on. USD JPY. So this was a really nice example, ultimately, of where did this one play out? Am I looking at the wrong thing? No, I'm not. Hasn't really gone anywhere, if I'm honest. ABCD, you'd expect that to happen. I mean, this is a first break. This is just trading off the lowest second break. I expect this to be a short, if I'm honest. And I will be looking for options to go short on this. Give me a second. I just need to check something on my. Back to the screen. Yep, so this is a definite short for me. Anyway, USD CHF. Right, now this one is the it's annoying. It's just not behaving as fast as I would have liked. Go back to the big harmonic pattern. Let me just see if I can make these charts a bit better. Chart and foreground. That's better. Right, so what we can see here is the basic outline of our harmonic A, B, C, D. We can see the X anchor point. We can see this break of structure. Was it a confirmed break? It was a confirmed break. So that creates the pullback. We are expecting a pullback back to here. What I'm not in love with is the fact that we can't get a close above this little high yet. That does indicate to me that you've got to be nimble enough to consider cutting if this does not allow. We could trade back down to these lows to make a double bottom, but I still believe we are going to make higher prices, but I won't have any hesitation in cutting closer to break even. What do we see here to get in? Just high highs, high lows, high high, high low. If we have a look down here, this was the first break of structure, second break of structure, and we haven't cleared anymore. So 1, 2, we expect the third break of structure to reset the trend and the pattern. And I expect that to be above here. You can notice the 1, 2, expecting the 3. We were meant to have had 2 days of rise, expecting a third day wasn't given. So we shall see what that happens. But moving on, entered the USD, notice the harmonic. Let me do the same thing here with the chart. It's already doing that. So with this guy, with massive ABCD, it's also a Gartley with an anchor, lows of level 1. Massive break, expect the retest, nothing more to do there, pass. AUD JPY peak, pass, high highs and high lows. EuroCAD, notice the harmonic moves and the pullback. We have made that in 1, 2, 3 candles really. And what else we got? Week of drop, second week of drop, playing around with the third off the 800. There's nothing for me here, pass. USD CAD. Now this is something that, much like USD CHF, we got a day of rise, second day of rise, and it kind of gives us a tap of the third. Let's just check on the line chart if we have got a new high end. We have we slightly just now made a new high, but you can also see the W. Push 1, push 2, expect this to kick on. See how it goes. There's just not much out there at the minute, guys. Good quality setup wise. It's really frustrating, but you just got to accept it. CHF. Let's have a look. CHF JPY. What are you saying? CHF JPY. I'm not too interested, if I'm honest. Nah, pass. ADNZD. It was a long, it gave a few pips and it's just peeled away and continued to come off. CAD JPY, that's a peak formation and pass. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Hope you enjoy the content and reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.